Quick update, I actually need ideas from you. Except that everything I want to do has to be more or less free or really cheap because I've already spent so much on the garden. Um, I'm gonna be going to work in an hour. I was gonna go to the gym, but I left my purse at work in the office. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go to the gym. And I was halfway to the gym, which is really close anyways. And I was like, oh, my membership card's in the gym. And I almost went to it anyways, but then I remembered they need a photo ID if you don't have your membership. Guess what's in my purse? And then I was going to listen to music while I was gardening, but I don't have pockets on these pants. And so I had my little thing that goes on my arm that I put my phone in so I can listen to my music and have my phone. But that's also in my purse. Everything I own that's worth a damn is in my purse. So let's go out here and let me show you what I need your ideas with. And I'm also going to look up camera work 101, hopefully. So I've got this landscape fabric, so I'm tired of mowing here. And I'm gonna tuck all these under the beds over time, not right this second. So that there's no grass growing out of there. But I'm trying to figure out, mulch is probably gonna be the cheapest option. Oh, that's really taunt. I'll have to put some extra there. Stupid. I should probably put my gloves on. Yeah, let's go put my gloves on. So, and I just cut some sections to go down the pathways here. And then I'm only going to put a little 1 foot section along the outside part. Actually, this black goes all the way around. Let's go here and get my gloves. It's like you guys are on an adventure with me. An adventure. Yeah, so that fence was falling down and I drilled it. That whole fence fell over and I tied it up with bungee cords. This is just in a general update vlog thing. I'm actually going to hold the camera with my teeth, so give me a second. Please don't be spiders. Please don't be spiders. Ew, don't be spiders. I'm more scared of spiders in my gloves. Okay. Okay, gloves are on. So this is just a general blah blah vloggy update. So this, oh goodness. You might be able to notice. Can you see those nails? That's kind of scary. You can hear it creaking. Yeah. We need a new fence. Obviously this one fell off. And I went and told the neighbor, and she was like, okay, well, my husband will be back from Kuwait in a while, and maybe he'll fix it in a month. And I'm like, okay. Do you mind if I go in your yard? She's like, I don't mind. That's not how she sounds. She's a nice lady. And so I bungeed it. I also used screws on the other side as best I could, but this whole thing fell over. And then right over here, this fence keeps falling in. And yesterday where did I fix it at? Where was this? I think it was right here. I thought, maybe. Am I dumb? There it is, yeah. I put that screw in and that screw in. And so far it's holding, but this whole fence is pretty wobbly. Not as bad as that other one. So back to the fabric. I gotta figure out what to put on top of it. And then I've got to tuck in all these edges because I don't want any weeds. And I'm actually gonna, that's one reason I'm worried about the fence falling in, is I'm gonna plant, I already bought some blackberries. I'm gonna plant blackberries and my grapes right here on the fence because that should still give me a good 3 feet if I plant them here and have them trellis up. And sometimes they'll probably be in my way, but I'm getting thornless varieties, so it shouldn't be a problem. And plant them along here. And then I've also thought about planting something here because I do have some dirt here. So I could dig this out, put a nicer type of dirt. Actually, let's pull all these out. Let's weed eat a little bit. Weed eating with sin. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? I'm sure all these are poisonous. All of them are poisonous. There we go. Yeah, and for those of you who are seeing this video, go check out my cooking video. I actually did editing and planned it and made sure the lighting was good. This is just going to be an unedited vlog. There's going to be boring parts. I should make my videos shorter, but I talk too much to do that. What should take most people 2 minutes to tell you, I take 20. Goodness. Ow, there's thorns. I really like this rock surface. And I'm trying to think what I can do with it. Other than make it, since this will be cleaner, I could do potted plants out here, but it's Texas and it gets really hot. So I'm worried that won't work too well. And there's, ow! Ow, there's a thorn in my finger. Ow, I think it just poked me temporarily though. Temporary poke. I don't think it was a permanent poke. There's my pile of weeds. Ow! Goodness! What has all these thorns on the bottom? Oh, there it is. That's what's hurting me. You guys see those? See the thorn on the bottom of these leaves? Maybe. If the camera zooms, you'll be able to see them. Just trust me, they're there. They suck. I'm scared now. This shouldn't have thorns. Okay. So I haven't need to nail down the rest of this stuff, so let's go ahead and take as much as I can carry in one hand over to the compost pile. So yeah, I've thought about pea gravel. I kind of want something that's not going to be hard to clean up, but I also need to think about what will look good in a couple of years, because we will sell the property and I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm not buying this house. Do you see how gross this all is? So one thing I do have an abundance of, so I have these tiles that I magically acquired that just happened to somehow end up in my garage after the move, and I don't know where they came from, but I have 3 boxes of them, and they have a texture to them, so they're not too slick, though there's also the terracotta side, which might also be nice, and it has more of a texture on it. Issue is when they're wet, they're slippery, but again, this has a textured side. And these would probably break. They're pretty thin, but I could use these as stepping stones. But I still feel like I'd have to put something else down. And I'm worried this will rip the fabric pretty quick. That could work. But yeah, I want some ideas. So my pepper plants are doing pretty well. I went and this is coffee grounds. I'm mixing coffee grounds into the dirt. I'm trying to get this guy out of the dirt. This is a banana pepper, an Italian banana pepper. But yeah, this bed was definitely too shallow, so I went and I moved a bunch of dirt into it. And even though, from my understanding, is peppers don't have, tomatoes can grow roots right from their stems. These guys can't. But since it's so hot, the top layer doesn't get really moist for very long, so it shouldn't rot the stems, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, and I probably am. So let's see what actual fruit we have over here. I'm gonna sit down on this and hope nothing bites my butt. This one has snack peppers. These should be yellow when they're ready. They might be edible now. You can eat peppers almost at any stage of your life. So yeah, these are, you're supposed to just pop them off and eat them. I wish I would have planted more of these, but they should be pretty abundant. This may be a bell pepper plant. This actually, for how small this plant is, it's pretty loaded with peppers. It's so hard to tell peppers because they all are the same color as the plant. In there, these have some kind of short peppers. This also might be a snack pepper plant. Oh, next year I plan to be so much more organized. And you see all these beds that I don't have filled, is a lot of my planting failed and the bunny rabbits ate a lot of my stuff. So these are little hot Thai peppers. I'm talking closer to the mic to try to combat the wind. This plant broke. It blew over in the wind. You may have saw me be sad about it. But I planted it anyways, and it looked dead for a couple weeks, but eventually it took root and it's growing now. It's doing pretty good even though it's short. Pull off his his yellow leaves. This guy's not doing too good up here, and I think it's because he doesn't have enough moisture, so I buried him a little deeper. Oh, there is a fire ant nest right there that I'm stepping in. Little bastards. Little bastards. Any of them on my shoe yet? Not yet. Okay. So you got these little guys here. Again, these guys will turn red when they're ready. I don't know what to make with them. I'm not very good at using hot peppers. No idea what this guy is going to produce, but he's looking big. And it's good. I'd rather him get this big before they start producing. It's healthier for the plant. I'm going to get a bigger yield. No idea what this guy's making. He's making some kind of pepper. Okay, so that's my pepper bed update. Now this one I'm excited about. And it doesn't look like it, but I spent like an hour out here just untangling and wrapping them up. So this is cucumbers right here. I just picked a cucumber off it that was about the size of my arm. I'm not kidding. I might show it to you before we go in. But I promised a girl at work that she could have my first cucumber. And she's really, really excited to have my first cucumber. So I don't even get to try the first cucumber. So let me see if I have another one on the way. Because I'm jealous. I want a cucumber too. It's so hard to find them. There we go. There's a cucumber right there. That one should grow pretty quick. Oh, what are you doing? You are loose. I'm trying to get these guys to grow up. So that's a really doing well cucumber plant. There's a little cucumber. That one might be dying. That cucumber should do okay. There's a little twisty cucumber. That cucumber has attitude. Attitude. So coming over here, this, which should be up, this is a watermelon. This is a personal size watermelon. So he'll go about 3 or 4 times bigger than this, and then I'm going to eat him. I'm going to go ahead and, he should be on a thick enough stem that he won't fall off. I'm going to go ahead and put him up there. And then once they get a little bigger, I'm going to use nylons and make little hammocks for them. Like this guy's on the ground too. And when they're on the ground, they get that white thing, which isn't actually bad, but come on, let go. Let go. Oh, this guy is tangled. Okay, let's just put you over this. That should work okay-ish to keep you off the ground for now. Let's see, there's another guy right here. He looks like he's going to need a hammock pretty soon. Wow, I'm really surprised by how many I have. Over here, oh my goodness, that's like twice the size it was yesterday. This is a cantaloupe. You see compared to my hand how big this guy is. You can see another one behind him with a spider on him. Here's another one. Try to put him on the wood since he's so low. I want to put him right here on the wood so he's not growing in the dirt. Okay, so I'm trying to train him up the trellis. Give you guys a good view. And give me recommendations for camera work. I'm going to try to look up a video and be less crappy with the camera. So here's more watermelon. There's 2 types of watermelon and 2 types of cantaloupe in here, and I forgot the names. So these are some little baby watermelons. Here's another one right here. I'm going to have to go ahead and buy those nylons soon. I make a little hammock here, and then I just set him in the little hammock so he can relax. Just worry about getting all juicy. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what you do. You grow up here. You don't need to do too hard. I just wrap them a little bit just so they'll hold on for a while. What this does is it keeps them off the ground, which keeps them less likely to get diseased and bugs. But it also provides them with more sun because they're not covering each other up. What are you doing, cucumber? Stop it. Now I use this to grab him. Okay, stay. So this cucumber plant's really short. This one was the one that wasn't doing too well. This is actually one I bought. The other ones I grew from seed. They're doing much better than the one I actually bought. But I know there's a cucumber over here. I saw it. There's one. Some of these are the burpless variety. I have Persian cucumbers, Persian babies, and some other one, I forget. So tomatillos, This tomatillo plant is about as wide as my arms. From this tip all the way over to this tip is the same plant, and it's about 3 feet wide right now. Ideally, I want it growing up, but that's not how these plants seem to roll. They don't like to grow up. Are you evil? I don't know. Are you bad? Focus. Focus. Stop moving. Are you a bad bug? I don't know. Could be. These tomatoes were really stunted. They kind of have deformed looking leaves that are curled funky and have weird, strange, dead bugs on the other side that I wish I hadn't just touched. So I'll see how these guys do. Ideally, they'll start producing after these guys are done so that I can keep having tomatoes. I planted these about 2 months after these indoors with that notion that they would start producing a month or two later. Now I'm starting to get some edible tomatoes here. This one has a weird bottom. It's starting to ripen up. This is one of my silver firs that does so well, but it has some sort of issue. I don't know what's going on with the leaves. I was going to spray it with insecticidal soap, but the issue is if you use insecticidal soap or any kind of pesticides, you're also killing the healthy bugs, like ladybugs, which eat a lot of the bad bugs. And problem with that is then later, especially if you're not keeping up with the pesticides, you're going to get an even worse a worse thing of bugs. So I try to just remove the bug covered parts and let nature develop a little ecosystem. So this is really cool right here. What's nice about this is I can actually kneel down on it without getting eaten, I hope. Look at this. These are great tomatoes. These are super sweet cherry 100s. Got one starting to ripen up top. Got a lot of little chains of them. There's one ripening in there. Wow, I'm really impressed by how many tomatoes there are. There's hundreds of damn tomatoes on here. Wow, this plant, everywhere I look, there's more tomatoes. I am impressed by you. Look how little your stem is, too. You're doing really well. You're doing so well. This is more coffee grounds. So when it rains, coffee grounds have a lot of nitrogen. It should break down and provide some natural fertilizer. But I'm not going to lie, I've used 2 doses of fertilizer so far. Just straight Miracle Grow, which I want to stop. Okay, let's weed eat a little bit while we're out here. I need something to put the weeds in, just because I can't throw them on the ground now. Well, I can. I'll just do it here, though. And now this is lettuce. You can't eat lettuce at this stage. It's disgusting, and it probably will make you throw up. You have to eat lettuce as soon as it grows, you want to eat lettuce within 30 days. You want it to grow from seed and be at edible size within 30 days. This stuff's been growing for 4 or 5 months. This stuff would taste like battery acid, and I've tasted it. But instead of cutting it down, I'm letting it flower for the bees and the butterflies. Focus. Takes so long for it to focus. There we go. Look how pretty he is. That's a pretty little flower. Okay. So here's potatoes. You can go back and look at a video I uploaded a couple days ago to see me harvesting some of them. Now I'm burying these up so that hopefully they will produce more. Get rid of some of these damaged leaves. So yeah, I'm just piling around them, which is something you're supposed to do apparently, that I don't know why exactly, but everything says to do this for potatoes. I hope I'm a wealth of indirect knowledge right now. All this soil's being useless anyways. But see, notice how damp this soil is. It's been a day or two since I've even watered. It's like just this slick mud. It's this clay, but it's loosening up. But next year, I'm gonna probably rent an electric tiller and till up the ground. Because, everyone's like, oh no, build everything on the top, but I really don't want my beds to be that high. First off, it's really expensive. And I actually want to condition this dirt that's been drained of life and resources and minerals and all those things that plants need by, you know, grass and just an abundance of being cut and abused. That's what yards are. It's abused dirt. Over time, though, I should be bringing it back to life with everything I'm doing, because I'm providing all these different plants which put different things into the ground. However, using chemical fertilizers and pesticides will undo my efforts, so I need to limit those, do more research, and try not to do them do them less. Oh, this one should be fun to pull. Yeah, so this should be called Weed Eating with Sin. So I'm trying to get them at the roots. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Ah, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is just some funky ass grass that's like, that's hulking out on us. Okay, I can't get that one. Actually, I need to go through and just till everything and weed eat it. Let's go take this over to the compost pile. This is a bird that died. It hit my window and something ate it. But that's good. It's good that things are eating things. Oh, see this? I'm not composting actively. If you guys watch my compost video, you can get more details. But you see this? And ants really like compost piles, so I gotta be careful. This here, this. Ooh, that's really high. Ooh, okay, cover that back up. Let's get a temperature thing. I am not composting that on purpose. It's just a pile of grass, but that was really warm to the touch. So let's see if I have my compost thermometer. I should. Well, let's go get it. We gotta be quiet because Chris is here. Okay, so we're in the garage. There it is, compost thermometer. Is there anything out here I need? I have these fabric baskets that I'm thinking of using for something. I don't know. They were for my water garden, but that ended up not being necessary. I also have a bunch of seeds started inside. I started another set of edamame, and I finally bought some rabbit proofing stuff. I gotta look at the time. I gotta go to work soon. And I want to try to get this video uploaded before I go. See what temperature it says currently. Currently says about 80. A silent moment with Kitty. Okay. So let's come down here. Let's just have a look at what's going on down here. But anyways, I didn't finish it. It's mycelia or some sort of beneficial bacteria for composting when you see that white stuff. So we're currently at 80. Let's stick it in. And it's going up, but the heat was on the top because that's where the fresh stuff is. Let's see if I go a little deeper. Come out a little bit. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's just leave that alone. Let's come back and see in a minute. Oh, here are my grapes. So far the birds have gotten them a little bit. There's some bugs in there too. Let's see. Obviously they're not doing well. They're in a container. I actually need to plant them. I put a bunch of wildflower seeds down here. I have no idea what this monstrosity is. Do you see how big he is? Oh god, there's ants all over him. I don't know why. So I think these are actually going to be flowers of some sort. But this is going to get planted in the ground along this fence row. This is my blackberry bush, which isn't producing blackberries anymore, obviously. Okay, there's a children outside, so I'm gonna talk quieter so people don't think I'm weird. Let's see, what else do I have to show you guys? Oh, just the squash. So this is some squash I started inside and then I let dry out and views and it all died. But there were still some little tiny green leaves, so I went ahead and planted them. So far, this guy is the only one that's starting to do okay. You know, strong plants starting, you know, letting them grow nonstop and not stunting them like I tend to do is the better way, but I don't like to give up on them, and it's like, well, I have them, I might as well plant them, even though they're not going to do super well. Down here is cauliflower. Cauliflower can't grow in the heat, but I left them in there more as just an experiment to watch them. Now, these guys actually are Brussels sprouts. They're supposed to grow little Brussels sprouts along the outside. Again, they're not going to because it's too hot. But you guys can help me start planting my cold season crops. I want to get almost a whole bed of kale, spinach, lettuce, all that good stuff. See, I'd grab him, but I'd be suffering. I'd be suffering. Look at this. Focus. This camera takes so long to focus. Yeah, it's got so many thorns. That thing is like diddly looking. Diddly looking. Okay. So yeah. Feel free, since YouTube I don't think lets you post links, feel free to post ideas for the landscaping here, but also something nice I can do with this brick here. Again, there's holes under that fence, and I was trying to rabbit-proof more stuff, but I'm just gonna have to rabbit-proof the beds individually. Oh, the sun's coming out. Oh, it's so hot. It was so cool this morning. I don't think this is actually helping. Okay, so before work, I'm gonna try to lay some of this middle bed. Oh, somebody's pissed. Somebody's pissed. Why are you guys so pissed? I didn't do it. Did I step on something that I wasn't supposed to step on? Man, you guys are mad. Look how mad these guys are. That's probably their nest, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Yay, my face. If I keep the camera far away, you guys probably can't hear very well. So yeah, I'm really happy with a lot of stuff that's going. There's things that could have gone better, like the Swiss chard. It's never going to do well. It's too hot. There's a lot of things that if I was like a state or two up would be a lot more viable. Let's move this away so you're not just looking at my face. Oh, let's have a look here. These are flowers. This here's cilantro. I don't think it was a hybrid, which you don't want to save seeds from hybrids. But I let it go to seed. It's not edible cilantro anymore. Look how big this is that I grew. This is what I grew inside. One of the very first videos I showed you had this specific plant in it. But now I'm letting it go to flower so the butterflies and the bees can eat it. I'm actually getting, these are seeds. These are cilantro seeds that either I can let reseed themselves, or once they dry up, I'm gonna bottle them up and use them to grow cilantro later when it cools off, because they don't do well in the heat. Flowers. Some of these flowers are finally starting to do better. It's been cooler the last few days. I'm planting little tiny succulents in all these little holes. I got a lot more work to do, and I need to be pulling weeds as I see them. Yeah, these are just little ones I've broken off my bigger cactus plants, and I was gonna go and do them all in here, and assuming the roots go down a little ways, they should get plenty of moisture, as much moisture as they need. Though a lot of these guys actually don't like as much direct sun as they're getting right now. Okay, here's sunflowers. So far I don't see any sunflowers. All my sunflowers are dedicated to Minchi. I say his name different every fucking time. But these flowers here are dedicated to him. He donated $10 to my garden fund, which can be found in the about section of the YouTube page. I don't post it in every description. This is a daylily from last year. You guys probably saw an update of him. He's got some really pretty colors. There we go, let's zoom in. Look at that, look at that artistic shot. That might be the screenshot for this episode. Yeah. That should be the screenshot for this episode. More cilantro going to seed. The cilantro I actually planted It might actually be decent enough to cook with. This is milkweed that's never done well. This soil that I bought, this compost soil, all the wood chips came up to the top, but underneath it's not bad. But I think the problem is, if we get under here, is it's just too wet. I didn't put stuff in for drainage and all those things I should have planned. Here's my timer for my watering system, which only goes automatic every 2 or 3. I think it's on 3 days right now. Let's look. Oh, it's every 5 days for 20 minutes at 9 a.m. There's a ladybug. What are you doing? I like these quiet nature shots. Okay, so this one has 2 feeds. This one's gonna go to the main garden and be every like 4 or 5 days. Once it gets hotter, a little less, a little more, because it is really wet out there, and that's what's been my biggest issue, is I've been overwatering. But my patio has little tiny containers that need to be watered a lot more often. So I'm gonna make a second line. This one goes to the patio, this one goes down. So I'll just make an L here, hook it up to this one, have this one go to the patio. Problem is I have to buy another back feeder, even though technically I probably could use it on that. But this is a converter and this is a back feeder. And this keeps water from going back into my water system, because it'd be gross and dirty. So I'm gonna be doing that. This area has no plants. I really like to plant stuff where I can see it. Like if I don't see it, I forget it. But if we were ever in this house for like 5 or 6 years, or we suddenly decided we're gonna be here a lot longer, I wanted to build a lean-to. And that's where you have, it's basically a greenhouse, and you'd have glass come down here and then lean over. So it'd be like a half greenhouse with the cement back. Now, you guys think I'm crazy. I would take this window out, extend it down, and put a door here, a glass-faced door. And this is the guest bedroom. And that way I could step out in the door and have a little conservatory out here. But I probably won't ever do that, simply because this is our first house. We don't want to invest a lot of money in it. I'd rather us save our money and invest in a house we'll be in for longer. Ideally, we'll be here for 4 or 5 years. Oh, it's getting windy. But we don't know. Something could happen. He could get a different job and suddenly have to move. I'd be really heartbroken if we suddenly had to move, only because I did a lot of work out there. And I feel like by the time I get it perfect, it's going to be time to leave. But I'm going to learn so much from doing all this, so that when I make it again, it'll be 100 times better. Oh, a few more updates. These are figs. This is something I also need to plant. I'm thinking I might plant him. Supposedly they like to be up against the house. I don't know. This is the lemon tree. This is spearmint that really shouldn't be growing in here, but I need to go and pull out all the roots, and I just replant them in pots just because I do like the way they look and smell. But now I'm trying to think where to plant these trees. Because I keep thinking, I hate planting permanent things. I like things I can move. So I always am like, maybe I'm going to want to move it. So, I mean, I should never, unless I want to plant something along that fence row, which is going to get more light. This right here, this fence row will get light from about, I don't know, 9 to 2. That's not super amount of sunlight. See, that's my problem with putting the berries there, is they're not going to get sunlight constantly. I should put them along this fence row. I don't know. I need to plan this more. I'm trying to think. I don't know, that's something to think about. I need to actually make more of a garden plan, and you guys can give me some feedback about where you think this stuff's going to be. Right here is south. This is east? No, I'm wrong. What is that? It's west, right? No. Wait. South. Wait, no. North, east, west, south, west. And then the sun here, in the summer the sun's a little over towards the north, but most of the time it's actually south facing. Ooh, that's a really pretty bird. That big white bird going by. You guys can't see how pretty he is. He's a stork, actually. Let's see how awesome we can get. No, stork, come back. Stork, you're supposed to be in my video. What are you doing, stork? There we go. We got a decent shot. Fine, disappear. Be gone. Nobody liked you anyways. Okay, so I'm signing out. Hopefully I can get this video rendered and uploading before I head to work in 20 minutes. Maybe not. Random, unorganized video of random updateness. So yeah, I need more feedback. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what to do. I don't know. I want it all to be perfect, but it takes time to make things nice. So instead of cats, we're gonna look at fish. Fish will be how we end this video. Oh, that didn't work at all. There we go. So this is Syntria signing out. I'll see you guys later. I promise it's worth the wait. They just haven't seen them yet. Okay, let's help. Stupid fish, what are you doing? Fish, why are you being so shy? Fish, what are you doing? They're all hiding. I promise you, I'm not lying, there's fish in here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Maybe they'll see that. I hope that was worth the wait. This is Syntria signing off for real. Goodbye.